Now it's time for the Sport Report. We cover all of the news and the results from the night before in the sports world. Become an expert on sports in under 15 minutes. Today, Chandler with Sports covers the MLB games from yesterday.
I want to get you out the door with every result from every league in under 15 minutes so that you're more informed about what's going on in the world of sports. With that in mind, here we go. Hit it, Blaze.
This is the Sport Report.
Saturday, August 24th, 2019. Hey everybody, I'm Chandler with Sports, and this is the Sport Report. Before we jump into the results from yesterday, let's catch up on the top story of the night. This is top of the order.
Little roller up along first, behind the bag, it gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it. In a year that has been so improbable, the impossible has happened.
It's showtime! It's party time!
This is top of the order.
Our top story was going to be Aston Villa versus Everton at Villa Park in the Midlands of England, but rather another important football match took place between Portland Timbers and the Seattle Sounders, the Cascadia Cup. Portland needed a win or a draw to retain the cup, but they couldn't get it. Portland Timbers won, Seattle Sounders 2. Seattle scored a goal in the 22nd minute and the 47th minute before Diego Valeri scored for the Portland Timbers to bring it back to within 1. In the end, Seattle held on for all 3 points against their West Coast rivals. In other Major League Soccer news, Atlanta United's Josef Martinez has scored in his 12th consecutive match for Atlanta United. This one came at the hour mark to give Atlanta United all 3 points in this one. And as we mentioned, Aston Villa versus Everton. Aston Villa 2, Everton 0. Aston Villa are the newly promoted club from the championship from last season. Wesley scored in the 21st minute, and then El Ghazi in the 95th minute. Jack Grealish, who is an Aston Villa player, had lost 20 consecutive matches, dating back to 2015 when he was a member of West Ham. Well, since Aston Villa took all 3 points from Everton yesterday, Jack Grealish gets a victory to stop the losing skid. Now on to Major League Baseball.
With one of the most unbelievable plays you will ever see by a shortstop. Ortiz in the deep right field. Back is Sheffield. We'll see you later tonight.
Someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
Cubs win! Holy cow!
Now from Major League Baseball.
The MLB lineup from yesterday includes 14 games.
We'll pick up at Wrigley Field where the Washington Nationals defeat the Chicago Cubs 9-3. Anibal Sanchez is 8-6 with a 3.81 ERA for the Nats. John Lester falls to 10-9 for the Cubbies. Boston Red Sox 11, San Diego Padres nothing. Eduardo Rodriguez is 15-5 with a 3.92 ERA for the Red Sox, as JD Martinez becomes the first Red Sox player since Mookie Betts in 2017 to have 7 RBI in this game. He had 2 3-run homers and a sac fly to total for 7 RBI against the Padres. St. Louis Cardinals 8, Colorado Rockies 3. Jack Flaherty's 8-6 with a 3.32 ERA for St. Louis. He struck out 9 batters in this game. He also had an RBI for St. Louis. Tampa Bay Rays 7, Baltimore Orioles 1. Tampa scored all 7 of their runs in the top half of the second inning. Pittsburgh Pirates 3, Cincinnati Reds 2. Raisel Iglesias falls to 2-9 on the season as Pittsburgh scored 2 of their 3 runs in the bottom half of the 9th inning. Miami Marlins 19, Philadelphia Phillies 11. Yes, 19-11 was the final score in this one. Nick Pivetta falls to 4-6 for the Phillies, who at one point led 7-0. Well, the Miami Marlins tied it at 7 in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Philly went up 9-7, and then it was all Miami from there. 5 more in the 5th, 3 in the 6th, and 4 in the 8th account for 19 for the Marlins. 2 more in the 9th add up to 11 for Philadelphia. Atlanta Braves 2, New York Mets 1. This one took 14 innings. The Mets tied an MLB record by becoming the 5th team in Major League Baseball history to strike out 26 opposing batters. They also became the 2nd team to do so of the 5 to lose the game, the 2004 Brewers against the LA Angels in a 17-inning marathon. This one, rather, was a 14-inning game, and the Braves win in the top half of the 14th. thanks to Billy Hamilton's single off Jerus Familia. Cleveland Indians 4, Kansas City Royals 1. Zach Plesac is 7-4 on the season with a 3.4 ERA. Jake Junis falls to 8-12. Junis for the Royals, Plesac for the Indians. Brad Hand gets his 30th save of the year for Cleveland. Houston Astros 5, LA Angels 4. Zach Greinke is 14-4 with a 2.83 ERA for the Astros. Roberto Osuna gets his 31st save of the year for Houston. Milwaukee Brewers 6, Arizona Diamondbacks 1. The Brew Crew and Jordan Lyles, who improves to 8-8 on the season, had a no-hitter through 6 innings, but that was broken up in the top half of the 7th. Detroit Tigers 9, Minnesota Twins 6. Jose Berrios falls to 10-7 with a 3.53 ERA for the Twins, as Ronnie Rodriguez hit a grand salami in the top half of the 6th, part of a 5-run 6th inning for Detroit, to help put the Tigers on top in this game, and that's where they would stay. Chicago White Sox 8, Texas Rangers 3. Dylan Cease improves to 3-6 on the season for Chicago. Lance Lynn falls to 14-9 with a 3.85 ERA for the Rangers. Cease struck out 9 batters, a career high for him. Seattle Mariners 7, Toronto Blue Jays 4. This game was back and forth until Seattle took the lead in the bottom half of the 6th. They end up winning by a field goal. And in the final game of the night between the two best teams in Major League Baseball, New York Yankees 10, LA Dodgers 2. James Paxton improves to 10-6 for the Yankees. Hyunjin Ryu falls to 12-4 with a 2.00 ERA for the Dodgers. Didi Gregorius becomes the first Yankees player to have a multi-homer game against the Dodgers since Reggie Jackson, Mr. October, in Game 6 of the 1977 World Series. That's the Sport Report for Saturday, August 24th, 2019.
For now, I'm Chandler.
Thanks for tuning into the Sport Report today. We'll be back tomorrow with the latest in sports. In the words of Joe Buck, who is a commentator for Fox Sports,
We will see you tomorrow night.
so let it be written, so let it be done. See you next time on The Sport Report.
Do you want to contact Chandler with sports, have thoughts on sports, or questions about advertising on the Sport Report? Find us on Twitter or Instagram at SportReportCWS for either social media site.
This podcast is copyrighted by The Sport Report for viewers to understand sports from a news reporting basis. Any other use of this podcast, Sport Report logos, or anything associated with this podcast without the express written consent of Chandler with Sports is strictly prohibited.